Alright, so in the UFC 330 post-fight show, Dean Thomas announces retirement from cornering after Gillian Robertson lost to Mackenzie Dern in the co-main event of UFC 330. And when he announced this, a lot of people gave a lot of backlash. There was a ton of hate because of the way he did it. Because he said, like, he done it right after the fight, basically saying that, basically stealing the kind of moment from Gillian Robertson and saying, you know, she's not good enough, I don't want to do this anymore. That kind of thing, right? And a lot of people were giving backlash, including fighters, including Sean Strickland, the GOAT Sean Strickland, coming in once again, making something out of nothing, kind of. You know what I mean? Sean Strickland finds a way to do that. Something can be as tame as anything, as tame as possible, and Sean Strickland somehow makes it just 10 times funnier. And we're going to get into that. But I'm going to run through the kind of what happened, and then I'm going to get to what Sean Strickland has been saying. So basically on Saturday night, after the event, on the post-fight show, Dean Thomas said this, and I'll play the clip.
I think that might be as far as she can go, and I am officially retiring from cornering fighters tonight.
Wow.
Yes.
You're doing the Matt Serra.
I'm doing the Matt Serra. I am no longer cornering fighters.
Can we not decide this the night of? Maybe you need time to sit on this?
No, I've been sitting on that, and I'm telling you now that that's what I'm doing.
That's breaking news.
Why?
It's just, I told myself that I would do this with her. I would see her journey out and take her as far as I think she can go. And this might be as far as she can go. I think that might be as far as...
That's such a bad statement, like a bad thing to say. It's like, so he's saying he wants to retire. He wants us up cornering her until he sees how far she can go. And he's like, that's how far she can go. Basically calling her shit. Basically saying she'll never, ever, ever be able to become a champ. Or beat Mackenzie Dern. One of those two. He didn't imply which one was which. But that's like that's such an insult to your own like fighter, to the person you're cornering. So you can understand why everyone was giving a lot of backlash. And a couple fighters, obviously the kind of public were like, you know, this is bad, he shouldn't have said this. But some fighters were saying stuff about it. Sean Strickland, as I said, he said this. He said in a tweet, Dean Thomas is a effing cunt. I've had my ass kicked in multiple weight classes through my career and won 2 titles. You're a dickhead. It's possibly better you retire. Or probably, I can't read that. It's probably better you retire. You're a shit coach. You only lose when you quit. Dean sounds like a effing loser. So basically saying that, you know, he's a bad coach. And he's saying in the first part, even after you lose, you can still come back and win. And basically, Dean Thomas is saying that now that Gillian Robertson has lost to Mackenzie Dern, like, she cannot come back and win. That's her done. That she might as well retire. She might as well retire too. That's basically what he's saying. So, yeah, Strickland, I think, is quite spot on with that. You know, he always has something to say. And then also Mackenzie Dern, the opponent of Gillian Robertson, said something that I'm really not going to play it because it's a 2-minute clip and it's like, who really cares? Basically, she said, like, this is just a quote, I don't know why that had to be something public. You could have just told your athlete whatever you want to say. Basically saying, like, this didn't have to be aired out on the post-fight show. It could have just been done in the back. It could have just been done privately. It didn't need to be. Like, because who really gives a shit about... who cares about Dean Thomas enough to care that he's retiring from cornering? The only reason why I really know who Dean Thomas is because he, like, is on the analyst, like, on the desk when they're doing commentary during the fights. Like, sometimes they'll have him jump in. And I only know who he is because I fucking hate his voice. Like, when they get him to jump in, and it's like, either he says something really stupid or just something totally obvious. And it's like, who is this guy? Who, obviously I know who he is. Like, I know his whole, like, he was a UFC fighter and all this stuff, right? But he doesn't really add anything. You know what I mean? There's not really, like, there's not something there. So, in terms of Dean Thomas, so I don't really care that much. Like, the only, like, he did not need to air this out. I feel like he only did this for, like, I don't know, publicity. It's like, why does he need to announce that? But anyway, regardless. And then Dean Thomas actually, like, seen all this backlash, and he decided to apologize. I think it was the day after, and he said this.
We know how this is. It's an emotional roller coaster. You're dealing with the same insecurities, the same highs and lows.
But it's just not the corner, it's everything leading up.
Everything leading up to it. Everything leading up to it. You have to deal with all that stuff. And it's an emotional roller coaster. And I've been very vocal about this, that it's not my favorite thing to do. I've tried to quit time and time before. Although when Tyron Woodley got knocked out by Jake Paul, I was like, yo, it's my last time doing this.
I remember you.
Yeah, my last time doing this. I'm not doing this no more. But I took on Jillian. And I have to say, Saturday night was the most inappropriate time for me to bring up the fact that I did not want to corner again. It was completely irresponsible. It was despicable. I shouldn't have done it. I should have waited till maybe even today. I should have waited till a different time than take away her moment. Now, this is a young lady that I've worked with for her entire career. The last 7 years, it's just been me and her working endlessly, just together, traveling,
that's what
working together.
Back home doesn't see,
right?
Know.
Yeah. They don't understand it. We've been working endlessly, time and time again together. And I remember her coming to me crying, I just would like to win 2 in a row, 3 in a row.
Okay, basically that's kind of all I want to say. Like he just said he shouldn't have done it on Saturday night. He should have said wait till like the day after to say that he's gonna retire from cornering, and basically saying like he's always wanted to retire, but after like Jake Paul knocked out Tyron Woodley, he didn't like the emotional side of cornering, because it's like, you know, if your fighter gets beat, you kind of feel bad for them and all that stuff, right? So he said he shouldn't have done it. So it's like, what? Fair enough, right? Fair enough. But that's not the end of the story. Not in terms of outside of Dean Thomas. This is kind of the end for him. But this tweet from Sean Strickland, this actually got a bit of backlash as well. Specifically from Tyron Woodley, who, as you just heard, got cornered by Dean Thomas like a few years ago when he fought Jake Paul. And he said this to Strickland. Strickland posted a DM in which Tyron Woodley said this: "Watch your mouth talking about Dean. You have no clue what the F you are talking about. We laugh all the time when we have no filter, or when you have no filter, but what is this? The grammar is not it. But you a habitual line crosser. I'm ride or die about him. Don't cross that line." Basically saying, you know, he's like Dean Thomas's friend, and don't start going after him, right? And then Sean Strickland says, "Bro, what are you gonna do? You ain't gonna do a damn thing, Lamau. Dean can suck my cock." And then he posts a screenshot. Of Tyron Woodley's like last 7 fights or last 6 fights or whatever. And it's like his last one's in the UFC, and then all his boxing fights where he lost twice to Jake Paul and then lost to Anderson Silva. And then I think there's a wrestling one in there at the top as well that you can't see. And then he says weak ass bitch. And it's like, you know, Strickland never fails to like amuse us. And it's true. What is Tyron Woodley gonna do? Tyron Woodley cannot do anything. Tyron Woodley is like retired. Sean Strickland is the middleweight champ. He's not gonna do anything. And they just post like, oh, that's so funny. Like he posted the receipts. He went on Tapology and posted the receipts. That's funny. Sean Strickland is a time and time again just proves he is a one-of-a-kind fighter. Like, what other fighter are you gonna get doing this? You know what I mean? Like, no one's doing this. No one's doing this at all. It's so funny. But yeah, that's kind of it. That's Sean Strickland. You know, that's the old Dean Thomas thing. Whoops. That's the old Dean Thomas thing. Pretty funny, right? Pretty, like, it's funny about all the backlash. Like, yeah, he shouldn't have done that. He apologises, whatever. But Sean Strickland just makes it 10 times funnier, out of nothing. It's always good to see. But regardless, that's the video. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe. It really helps out. If you have an opinion about anything I said, please leave a comment below. Let me know what you think, and I will see you later. Bye.